There is something so delicious about understated shade thrown at somebody who deserves it. And this time, it is Prince William throwing the shade directly at his brother, Prince Harry. I mean, we've talked about the fact that Harry and Meghan are a couple of hypocrites, telling us that we've got to reduce our carbon footprint, while they do nothing of the sort. I mean, they actually, I think, pollute as much as they possibly can thanks to their love of gas guzzling SUVs and private jets. But anyway, we're not the only ones who have noticed this. Thanks to a new statement released by Kensington Palace, it looks like William has also noticed this little pattern of hypocrisy. According to GB News, Prince William's Kensington Palace appears to have taken a swipe at Prince Harry in a new statement. The Prince of Wales will never tell people not to fly or travel by car over climate change fears, a spokesperson for William has said. Well, of course William wouldn't do something like that because William is not an absolute hypocrite. William knows that most of us are trying our best to reduce our carbon footprint whenever we can, but the thing about it is, as individuals, we don't have all that much power. I mean, unfortunately, we don't really have a choice about whether or not we need to hop in the car and drive to work. Many people simply live too far from their place of employment to cycle, for example. And as for making our homes more energy efficient by installing solar panels or something like that, well, who's got the money to pay for renovations when we're struggling just to pay our heating bill every month? It is such a relief that at least one of these princes is not an absolute hypocrite, and luckily is the prince who one day will be king. The Kensington Palace spokesperson said, "The Earthshot Prize is about finding innovative solutions that are going to help scale and change the future direction of the planet. And what he or the Earthshot Prize will never do is tell people not to get on planes and not to get in their cars." At this point, I think all of us are sick and tired of these fat cats, these corporations telling us we have to change our ways. We've got to do something to help the planet. Well, what about them? Why are they allowed to continue to abuse the resources of our planet just to make some money for themselves, and they don't need to change? But we're expected to always buy paper straws that disintegrate in our drinks. We're expected to bicycle somewhere instead of driving in our cars. I mean, this is all backwards. But it sounds like William gets it. Kensington Palace statement also said, "We're not looking back to the Ice Age, we're looking forward to the Green Age. It's really important that instead of focusing on prevention, we can actually focus on the opportunity." William really is such a godsend. I mean, his Earthshot Prize is exactly what we need in the world right now. Instead of just talking a lot of talk, William is putting his money where his mouth is, and he is doing so much work to find new solutions to the climate change problem. This article also reminds us of what Harry said back in 2019. He said, "I spend 99% of my life traveling the world by commercial." A bigger lie I don't believe I have ever heard. What was he talking about? Now, I'm not sure exactly what his private jet flights were like back then, but I mean, today, he never flies commercial. Come on. He and Meghan use every excuse under the sun to fly as often as they can, always using private jets. But back in 2019, Harry said, "Occasionally there needs to be an opportunity to fly privately based on a unique circumstance to ensure that my family are safe. It's as simple as that." He went on to say, "For me, it's about balance. It's not a decision I would want to take, but if I have to do that, I will ensure that I balance out the impact that I have." What a load of BS. What is he even going on about? I mean, he's going to balance out the impact that he has. How exactly is he going to do that? A quick Google search will tell you that private jets emit at least 10 times more pollutants than commercial planes per passenger. And to make matters worse, emissions have increased by more than 23% as private jet use has risen by about a fifth since the COVID-19 pandemic began. So please, Harry, go into detail. How exactly are you going to offset that? Reportedly, Meghan and Harry also burned nearly 10 tons of carbon after flying to the Caribbean for that vacation using a private jet. So I was curious, exactly how much is 10 tons of carbon? I did a little research and I'll share with you what I found. Let's talk about it in terms of things that we all do. So 10 tons of carbon would be the same as eating 1,380 meat-based meals. It would be the same as flying back and forth from Paris to New York a full 5 times on a commercial flight. I mean, how on earth is Harry going to offset that? What, is he just gonna stay home for the next year? Is he gonna eat nothing but vegetarian meals? Which even that is not gonna be enough to offset 10 tons of carbon. Why does he think that's okay? Why do he and Meghan believe that they don't have to do anything to help our planet? That job is all up to us. And it's not like this was a one-off. I mean, how did Meghan and Harry get to New York for that conference organized by Project Healthy Minds to mark World Mental Health Day? Well, of course, they flew by private jet. As far as we know, they always fly by private jet. I mean, seriously, does anybody have proof that they have flown commercial in the past 4 years or so? If you do, please let me know. And how ironic that Zach Williams, the son of the actor Robin Williams, he told attendees at the conference Meghan and Harry were speaking at that climate change was negatively affecting mental health, especially among young people. And the two of them claim to care so much about young people's mental health. I mean, they're talking about how dangerous social media is for the mental health of young people. Well, what about the fact that the Earth is heating up at a rate that climate scientists cannot even explain? That's not a problem, according to them? Let's look at what Harry said back in 2018 when he was visiting the University of the South Pacific. He said, "One of the greatest challenges is undoubtedly climate change, and all of you living here are confronted with this threat in your daily lives. You're actually experiencing changing weather patterns, ferocious cyclones, and rising sea levels, particularly in places such as Tuvalu." Now, I am not someone who denies that climate change is a problem. I mean, we're seeing it right now in front of us. Harry is right about that. So why on earth does he not think that he should probably try to do his part as well? Oh, I think I know the answer, because he and Meghan are a couple of hypocrites. They truly do live by do as we say, not as we do, and people find that disgusting. And that's not even all. Now, actually, a year later, Meghan and Harry doubled down on their calls for us to deal with the climate change problem. They released a statement saying, "There is a ticking clock to protect our planet. With climate change, the deterioration of our natural resources, endangerment of sacred wildlife, the impact of plastics and microplastics, and fossil fuel emissions, we are jeopardizing this beautiful place we call home for ourselves and for future generations." And the statement went on to say, "Let's save it. Let's do our part. Environmental damage has been treated as a necessary byproduct of economic growth. Only now are we starting to notice and understand the damage that we've been causing. With nearly 7.7 billion people inhabiting this earth, every choice, every footprint, every action makes a difference." But I think they forgot to include an "except for us" clause at the end of that statement, because obviously they believe they're supposed to be able to do whatever the hell they want to do, and it's our responsibility to save our planet. No, I'm sorry, Meghan and Harry, it doesn't work like that. But you know, I will say that going back and remembering all those hypocritical statements that Harry and Meghan made, it really does make me appreciate that William is taking a sensible approach to all this. And guess what? William is also right there making the changes with us. He's not expecting us to do it all on our own. Now that, my friends, is what a true leader looks like. And you, what do you think about the difference between William and Harry? Please let me know your opinion below in the comments section. As always, if you enjoyed our video today, please like and share it with anyone else who would appreciate it. And if you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing from Kate Middleton and the Queen channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely day, and I'll be back to see you in the next videos.